I just think, why? Like, why?
Danny Gathone for pro boxing fans at the spiritual home, it feels like, of Wasserman Boxing, Bolton Wanderers. Kalle Sauerland, it's good to see you again. How's things?
Yeah, everything good. Very, very, very excited for another Channel 5 night here in Bolton. Always throw up absolute bangers. I think the top 10 Boxing News British fights of the year last year, two were from us. So given that we did 6 shows last year with Channel 5, that's a fantastic statistic. So tune in Friday night. We've got Macaulay McGowan from Scotland challenging for the European Championship against Germany's very finest Baraou, straight after the Scotland versus Germany start of the Euros. Flick over straight after the game. Watch it live on Channel 5.
You talked about excellent fights on Channel 5. One of those was Baraou against Sam Egginton last time out. Fantastic fight. Macaulay McGowan, we know he always comes to fight. Been on the end of some close, in some people's opinion, controversial decisions in the last few fights. How do you see this fight playing out stylistically, Kalle?
That's an easy one for me to answer. You've got, on the one hand, you've got Baraou, he's European champion, number 2 in the world, bronze medalist as an amateur. You know, slick boxer, good counter puncher, has a huge variety of different shots. And on the other hand, you've got Macaulay McGowan, labourer by day, fighter by night. Great record as well. Tough. One of those guys you really don't want as a voluntary. So he's going to come and stick it on him. And the question will be is how good is Baraou? For McGowan, this is the Rocky moment, isn't it? You know, this is the Rocky moment. This is the moment where, you know, he has that chance to change his life through boxing forever. And can he do it? We will find out.
With Abbas, was there any difficulties in getting him to take this fight? Because a lot of fighters, when they win that European title, they think, right, the next natural progression is towards world title shots. And whilst Macaulay McGowan, we all know he's a good fighter, we all know he's got name value in the UK, he probably doesn't represent a step closer to world title. So in terms of Abbas, was it easy to convince him to step in with Macaulay McGowan?
You know what, Abbas is pretty easy like that because he's been around the amateurs for that long, pros now a few years as well. But he's sort of, you know, he's been especially in sparring with all sorts, yeah. So he'll look at it and say, okay, look, he wants to keep as busy as possible. So for him, it's, you know, we said, look, well, it's all well, but we can't just give you keep busy fights. We've got to have actually competitive fights. We've focused on the UK within the last couple of fights, or this, including this one, obviously the Sam Egginton one, mainly because there's a lot of eyeballs here around the weight class, and you know, I think it will pay off. And you know, to do that, you can't just come over to England and knock out a few bums, you know. So to fight a tough Scotsman. You know, would all champions do that in that position? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. So, credit to him. But I, at the same time, think it's what you need when you're waiting for a world title. That's what you need, is to keep yourself active, but also to keep yourself active against opponents who really will push you.
You talked about this being a hot division worldwide. Abbas isn't the only fighter you've got at 154. A certain Josh Kelly. Now I know Josh is very well ranked with the WBO, but a fight between the winner of this and Josh Kelly, is that on the cards, or do you think Josh has got his eyes set and potentially a world title at 154?
Josh is on a different path at the moment. We're working on a blockbuster there, and pretty close to that. So, but down the road, you never know.
Any clues on this blockbuster?
No clues on it, but there's, you know, it won't be long now. So it's worth the wait. It's a fantastic fight if we can get it done, and very, very excited about that. So yeah, it's a good question. They were actually stablemates, so they know each other very well. But at the same time, you know, right now, and they're still young men, they're not on a collision course. No.
We await news for this big fight for Josh Gill. Thanks, mate. Don't get paid for nothing. Moving away from Friday night, we've got Harlem Eubank cutting about here, remaining quite tight-lipped. Now, we saw him and Adam Azine in the ring together. They had a face-off a couple of months ago, and from the outside looking in, it seems like it's all gone a bit quiet on that. What can you tell us?
I think that's a fight that's going to get made. I think that's a fight that's going to get made, you know. And it's a great fight for British boxing, I think. You know, I know there's a lot of talking points about Dalton Smith and Adam Azine, but at the end, they've got nothing to do with us. So it's a great fight. Looking forward to that.
Just a couple more things. I want to get your thoughts on Cal before I let you go. A man you know very well, worked with for a long time, Filip Hrgovic. Many expected him to go in and do a big job on Daniel Dubois. Didn't turn out that way. Were you surprised by what we've seen on the 5v5 a couple of weekends ago?
I think there was a case of two things. I think that Filip looked like he overlooked him slightly. And I think Daniel has massively improved since the Joe Joyce fight a few years ago now. I mean, he's just come on and he seems to have improved fight by fight. I was extremely impressed. I thought the Usyk fight, everyone had that moment with obviously the low blow or not low blow. But for me, really, where I thought Dubois improved was in the Miller fight, where he had to dig deep. Because everything that people said about him after the Joe Joyce fight was, well, hold on, has he even got any art? You know, but in the Miller fight, he had to dig deep, and he really did. And the first round with Filip as well, it was it was one of those rounds where he also had to dig deep, but he just seemed to steamroller him after that. And I think that Filip looked for me like his preparation wasn't the best. He didn't look at his old self, that's for sure.
Looks now, potentially we could be seeing Daniel in with Anthony Joshua in September. Give us a prediction, Cal. Break it down, come on.
Fight. I've got to go AJ by knockout, though.
What makes you say that?
I think that Daniel gets hit. Daniel's still a young man. He'll come back from that. And when I say Daniel, AJ by knockout, I mean like a later knockout. And I'm sure Daniel will have his moments. I just think that it's his time right now, and it's for me, it will be Daniel's time. It's not quite there yet. That's my prediction. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but that's where I put it at.
So sticking with the heavyweight division, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk 2, or Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury 2, I should say, locked in for December. I've seen Johnny Nelson saying that he's not convinced Fury will take the rematch. Do you understand that? Is that confusing? What do you make of that?
I would be very surprised. I'm pretty sure he takes the rematch, and I'm pretty sure he has a very good chance of winning that rematch. I don't know why I don't know why Johnny would say that, but you know, everyone's got opinions. For me, it's a fight that I think Fury can definitely win as well.
What did you make of the video that we saw of Tyson at the pub the other night? A lot of people saying that, you know, we've all been there, and then a lot of people saying you probably wouldn't see Alexander Usyk doing that. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think, look, I mean, you know, cameras are everywhere these days. It's tasteless to put something out there. I mean, to film someone who's famous, I get it, you know, but do you need to put it out there? I don't know. Maybe you can just show your mates down the pub rather than putting it out on social media. That's, for me, tasteless. I'm a little bit old school like that. I don't know. I just think, why? Like, why? What is it? Why'd you do that? You know, he's had a night out. He's clearly had one too many. Who hasn't? You know, it is what it is. You know, roll on. You know, but it's like just tasteless. Just tasteless.
Very last one, Kalle. There are rumours of KSI fighting two men in one night, and Slim and
three.
Three? Go on.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, two.
Dublin?
Yeah, Dublin. I cannot wait.
That'll be some week.
Oh, mate, I'm telling you. I think I might stay a week after as well. Yeah, it was just over there for the Europa League final. I had the crack over there. That was great city, great people. Can't wait for that. The buzz already now, before we put the card out, like the tickets are, when I say hot, it's the biggest indoor arena in Dublin, but it's not that big. So get in there quick. I don't know when they actually get on sale. We're talking about on the way up here today. Probably be later this month. We're trying to make it around payday this month. So yeah, it's gonna be one hell of an event, and just like when it's just baffles me always the amount of interest. It just seems to grow and grow around Misfits. It's madness, you know. And we're announcing actually another big event just before that. Got 7 events we'll have probably between August till the end of the year. So it's stacked calendar.
Exciting times, Kalle. I'll let you go. Thanks for being so generous with your time. Top man.